what makes Reflex Radio a place to be? Well, that's because we bring you amazing info edutainment radio programs.
This is Reflex Radio.
Radio Extraordinaire.
Hello, Lagos, Nigeria. Happy weekend. Happy weekend. Thank God it is Friday. Yes, the weekend is here, and I'm sure I'm not the only one excited about the weekend. Everyone, especially our 9 to 5 brothers and sisters, they are excited, very much excited about the weekend. It is time to go home and rest, and then you are going back to the bustle and hustle of Lagos. But for now, it is the weekend. It is, thank God, it's Friday. And it's the Love, Family, and Relationship Clinic. This is where we treat every and any issue that has to do with relationship, that has to do my should I say my co-doctor, because it is a clinic. So my if you go to the hospital, we have senior doctor, we have matron, we have junior doctor. So for this clinic, for the Love, Family, and Relationship Clinic, I'm the junior doctor, and we have the senior doctor in the house, and we have you all as the patients. All right, so you come to us with your love matters, with your relationship matters, with your family matters, and when you come to the clinic, we admit you, we treat you, and you go back home healthy, rejoicing to the glory of God. All right, you're very much welcome. This is the very first episode of Love, Relationship, and Family Clinic with our senior doctor in the person of Mrs. Esther Fadumiye. Good morning, ma.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited being here. And I believe every word you said already.
So this is where you ought to be. Invite everyone by sharing this life of Family and Relationship Clinic. This is where we treat everybody irrespective of, don't worry, no matter how we treat you. Yes, you're very much welcome. And also behind the scene, behind the camera, we have our beautiful Grace Miles in the house. She's here. And we also have a wonderful lady who is also seated behind the camera giving us moral support. Yeah, thank you very much for coming. I'm just here to pioneer the very first episode of the very first session of this particular program. And in subsequent times, the one who the mantle has fallen on top would be the one to handle this particular session. All right. So today we want to talk about red flags in relationship. We've had the discussion, and we are bringing it back due to popular demand. So if you missed the first one, here's an opportunity to listen. And again, I want to reach out to every one of you. If you have questions, you have worries, you have concerns, you need counseling, you need someone to talk to, you have one or two relationship matters, you have one or two relationship issues, you have one or two relationship concerns, you can reach out to us, and we'll do justice to that. All right, so this is you can be. All right, thank you very, very much. All right, so quickly we are talking about red flags in relationship. Yes, ma'am. And we have some points that we need to highlight. Like I said, the senior doctor is here to help us. The first thing, this is also to everyone who is about going into a relationship. I mean, there are things that you also need to put in place that you also need to take note of. All right. So the first point we have here is ideology and mindsets. Yes.
Wow. Coming to the studio this morning, the particular question that came to my mind, which of course fall in line with what we are, the conversation we are having this morning, is why do some relationship last and some don't? That was the major question in my mind, and thankfully you did mention, okay, how about we just look at red flags in relationship, and that's the truth.
Yeah,
that's you see that thing, red flag in relationship is the reason why some relationship last and some don't.
Yes.
And that's because a lot of people don't pay attention to red flags.
yes,
And I feel like some people don't even understand what red flags is, when you talk about red flags, they're like, okay,
let's give a definition so that they
I
can
think
understand.
we should define what red flag
So
is.
that you don't end up having a picture of a red flag flying somewhere. So, from my own, let me just give a layman definition. Red flags are those things you should look out for. Those things that you will say, enough is enough. I not do it. I don't think I can. I don't know if I did justice to that.
Well,
let's say warnings.
Warnings. That's the word. If you're going to give one word for it, it is warnings. Warnings
caution,
you should
look
out for in a relationship. And you see that those warnings, I feel they are personal.
Okay.
They don't have to be general per se, and that those warnings can they might have a lot to do with personal values.
Yes. Okay.
Some are general, and some are just personal values. Things that you can put up with and things you can't put up with.
Yes.
You understand? When you are driving, generally, you should be looking at the traffic light.
Yes.
I think we tend to understand these red flags when we are driving. Okay, you have to really be observant. Is he on yellow light now? Is he on green? Is he on red? And once it's red, it means
speeding.
Don't move. Red means stop.
Yes.
You understand?
Red means stop.
It means stop. I don't get it when people are in a relationship and then the red comes on. And they tend to say, okay, he's going to change or she's going to change. And the red is telling you, stop. Don't go further. And then you are saying, oh, it will change. Let's give it some time. Let's still manage things. Let's push things, Now, please, we are referring to people who are probably single, who are not into marital relationship yet, or people who are engaged, people who are, in one form of relationship or the other. But please, not to the married now.
Not to the married.
So that when we begin to dissect these things and you say, oh, okay, I think I'm saying this in my marriage, I guess I have to stop the marriage. No, we are not talking to you. We're talking to those who are single, engaged, and they are about to wed. There are some people that are about to wed and they have all the red flags that should not even bother to go to the altar at all.
True.
Just stop.
Just stop.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
So red flags really are warning signs and they are stop signs.
Exactly. They are warning signs and they are stop signs.
When it's on yellow, it's telling you warning. You soon get ready, you will soon stop, Yes, but once it hits red, you should stop. Do you get it? Okay, so we are looking at
red flags in relationship. And the first point we want to highlight is mindset and ideology.
Which, of course, is the values.
Yes. And this is the kind of discussion you should hold even before going into the relationship. What are your values? What kind of mindsets do you have? What are your ideologies? Does it relate to mine? Are we on the same page when it has to do with ideologies and mindsets and all that? So that at the end of the day, we are not contradicting ourselves. Oh, I don't like meat. Oh, I like meat. Oh, in my family, in my village, we do it this way. We don't do it this way. These are the things you should settle even before going into relationship. And now, if you're already in the relationship, what do you do? And if you're already in the relationship and you discover that our mindset and ideologies, our values really are not the same.
You know what? So there are some people who just don't even have ideologies. They know that there are some things that they want and they don't want. Some people don't really sit down to define yourself to yourself.
Yes.
You've got to understand who you are and the things that you like and the things that you don't like. Okay. Now, you find out that if your relationship is this type that you are constantly having arguments.
Yes.
Over trivial things. It might be trivial, it might be major things. Now, if you constantly find yourself talking about these things and arguing about those things, those just are signs to your values.
Yes.
Okay? Yes. Now, there are some people who would say, okay, on Sunday morning, I don't want to be home. I have to be in church. I have to, go serve God the way I know how to serve God.
Yeah.
And the other person says, see, that's my resting day. Already that tells you that you have religion issues. Okay, somebody says, I just want to rest. I've worked Monday to, in fact, Saturdays.
Yes.
Probably Saturday night, and I feel like Sunday is my resting day. And then the other person says, no, we can't rest anywhere. We will get up and we have to be in church. And God help you if your church is the type that they close like 3, 4.
Or even 6 p.m.
The meeting, you may close 3, 4 and still have meeting. That is if you are one of the workers or one of the leaders, okay? And then you find yourself leaving church at about 6 or 7 or 6:30, okay? And you still have some laundry to do to prepare yourself for the week. Okay, now for somebody like that, the person might just knock off church entirely and say, okay, I'm not even bothered. I just want to rest. Thank God for the online streaming now.
Yeah.
And the other person say, no, we are not doing online streaming. We have to be
have
there
to be there live and
physically.
direct.
That is how I tap the anointing. And somebody is saying, there's no difference. Now that is a pointer to your values. Okay, and again, someone says, okay, I don't mind us ordering for food.
Okay.
And that person says,
no,
I want homemade cooked food. And that person says, I'm a career person. So you know what? When you say you are a career person, it means that you can cook and put all that you're going to eat for 1 month in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
But the one who is the local breed, homemade, will tell you, I have to have fresh food. The soup, the vegetable soup must be fresh. The stew must be fresh. Pepper, everything fresh. And the other one is, I don't have time. Because in these days, it's not that the men alone work. It is that both of us will work, and I want to be fulfilled. Okay.
Yeah, yes,
so once you are having argument over things like that, those are just a few of them. Okay. If you are having argument about things like that, excuse me, that's a red flag. I know there are some people will probably have an argument on, he or she does not like to put things in one place. I like the fact that once I arrange my things, I want to meet it that same way. It's okay for you to use those things, but in using them, place them the way you met them.
Exactly.
You understand? And this other person is like, hello.
Yeah, it doesn't mean.
That's the fun. If we are all organized all the time, it will be boring. Okay? And this one says, it's variety. I'm just bringing spice to the relationship. I don't care that spice. Please just make sure that the flower vase is where you met it, or the pillow, throw pillow is the same way you met it. That's where you should put it. I've been to a place like that.
Okay.
Fine, when we entered, we were wild. Oh, wow, this place is so beautiful, so nice, so decent, excellent, and we just enjoyed the space. When we were about to leave, that's when we knew where we entered. We were ordered to organize and arrange those things the way you met it. That even me looked at the lady and like, the man that will marry you. That man must be an orderly excellent. He must be three steps ahead of you when it comes to excellence. Because if us ladies like you are having this issue, that means guys that come around, and most guys now. Most guys.
I'm just careful. Let me use the word careful. Yeah, don't try. Just careless. Just drop it there.
Just drop it there. I've only met very few. I can count with my fingers that are meticulous with their space. Most guys are not. So I was looking at this lady. You are. I was meeting the guy that's going to marry her in the future, because we were at the point we were on eggshell. Please don't touch that. Please don't move that, because the walls were painted in white. Don't touch the wall. Don't. Don't touch the wall. Don't everything. So when you sit organized. Put yourself together.
Comport yourself.
Put yourself together. That one, For a guy who comes in, if he's a very nonchalant one, they're going to have issues. They're really going to have issues. Okay, so the red flags are just the mindsets and the
mindset. So that is why it is key you have this discussion before. Let's know each other. Let your standard will make you stand hard. So I should know your standard. You should know mine. I should know your kind of person. And then if we know that we are not going to tally, can two work together except they agree? If we know that we are not going to agree, let's not just even go into it. Now, what would you advise those that are already into it and then begin to discover that I love to press my toothpaste from the middle, and I'm telling you, why are you always pressing this thing? Press it from under. Let it go accordingly. So how would they such people that are already in relationship or marriage, what would you advise they do when they start discovering that the way my ways are different from your ways?
Well, first I would say know yourself first. Okay, it begins with you, really. Yeah. Once you know who you are and the things that you can put up with and the things that you can't put up with, that's like you've solved a bit of the problem. However, if you are that kind of person who is always so cranky and choosy and always you don't like people disturbing your space, you just want to make it the way that you, please calm down. Learn to adapt, learn to live with people, learn to be accommodating. You understand? Everybody can't be like you.
That's true.
You can't have everybody to be like you, even though there is this way. See, there's something about mankind or humanity now. When you get to a place and you find the place neat, you just automatically know that you should not mess up the environment.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true.
It's self-proclaiming on its own. So, however, there are some people who don't get the message. They still just mess up the entire place. But with people like that, learn to adapt. Just learn to embrace other people's flaws. You even though you are this kind of choosy, picky kind of person, you are still not a perfect person.
That's true.
There will be things that you do that are also offensive to other people. Even your excellency and your neatness can be offensive. You know that?
I understand that, yes.
You meet some people, their orderliness can get you crazy. You're like, look, I can't live with this person. Even though you look at the place and like, oh wow, I appreciate the space, I appreciate this person. I mean, when you see their bed and their bed, the arrangement, the way you will love to sleep and have rest. If you have sleep problem, just get on their bed, you will sleep. Okay? But see, there's some kind of neatness that is annoying.
That's true.
You understand? Yeah. So, but if you are that kind of person, see, just learn to adapt. But there is a limit to your adaptation.
Yes, also, yes.
When we say adapt, it doesn't mean you should just take everything and everyone like that. Okay? Yeah. Be cordial. Know how to talk with people. Know how to make it known to someone that, okay, I don't appreciate this, I appreciate this, so that you don't get to lose people.
Exactly, that's true.
In the end, at the end of the day, you're not going to be in a relationship with yourself.
Exactly, that's true.
You are going to be in a relationship with someone.
Yes.
And that someone, you know how it rolls. Opposite attracts.
Exactly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, this is Love, Relationship and Family Clinic with this is Esther Fadumiye. If you have any question, you can drop them on the comment section. We're talking about red flags in relationship from the standpoint from the standpoint of the senior doctor. Like I said earlier, we've had this discussion and we're bringing it back to, in case of those of you that might you understand what I'm saying. So the next point I want to put out is stinginess. Yes.
You have to define stinginess now.
Somebody whose hand is like this. You're in a relationship with somebody whose hand is like this.
Very tight.
It's something you should
doesn't
look out
like
for.
giving.
Yes. It's So what would you say?
It depends though, because some people you can misconstrue behavior in that aspect. You probably would think, oh, that they are stingy. And maybe they've had issues with giving. People have taken advantage of their giving and then they've become wiser. You know, at least I know someone who is like that, and she said, I'm just being shrewd. I'm just being a good manager.
Is that not an excuse?
I'm just being a good manager of the funds that are with me or the things that are around me, okay? Yeah, but I get what you're saying when you say stinginess. Yes, we have people like that too. In fact, people have become stingy as a result of, you know, condition and you know, they've just become, it's not they like to give, but you know,
there are people that are naturally, for no reason.
I know those kind of people. You be in the same space with them, and they want to eat. They will eat conveniently.
Yes.
In your presence, without even
do you care for at least one?
They will not. They can even ask you, oh, do you mind? Can you help me get 2 bottles of... They will ask you to help them out, but they will not think of you. And they say it. Some even say, I don't give. I don't believe in that at all. I don't give. You work for... If you want something, you work for it. You see, that mentality can be annoying. Can really be. How about that God just blessed you so that you can be a blessing?
Yes.
And I think it's even better to be the one giving than just hoarding and not sharing with anyone. Okay, so but stinginess, it's one of the red flags in relationship. If you know that you are this kind of person who love to share things and share, you know, your environment, and then you meet someone who is that stingy, get ready. It's a decision you have to make. Am I ready to spend the rest of my life with this person? Or you can't change anybody.
Exactly, that's true.
You can't change anybody.
And that's a mistake many people try to do. He would change. She would change.
No. You can't change anybody.
Funny enough, marriage doesn't change anything.
No, it doesn't. You can't change any human being.
Yeah, it's a personal thing.
You can. You know, where I feel pity in this regard is when the woman is a giver and the man is the stingy one.
Yeah. So people will always go to mommy.
Oh my God.
They know that they can't go to daddy. You've experienced, you must have known some. You know that you want to collect something from this particular family. You know that you can't go through daddy. It is mommy you have to go through.
You go to her and then...
Or some, you can't go through mommy. You have to go through daddy.
No, the thing is, even when you go to her, because she's under submission, she tells you, oh, please talk with my husband. You know how to be this giving type. Oh, well, fortunately and unfortunately, the husband is the no kind of person. You know, and it hurts a woman like that, okay, when the man is very stingy. Because she wants to give. If possible, give him as an offering safe. You understand? But the man is this type that says, no way.
Now, the kind of stinginess I'm actually, the kind of stinginess I'm thinking now is you being stingy even to your partner. Now, it is understanding if you don't want to be a public giver, but at least to the person you're in a relationship with, even to the person's family, like you are just naturally not giving. Oh, I need this, I need that. And you have it. And you know that this person you are asking, your partner has it. You would know. Like this person is just naturally stingy, even to himself. Yes.
Yeah, we have.
I mean, you have like malaria. Go and. No, I will take. You're stingy even to yourself. You're stingy even to your partner.
They can afford to put air conditioner in their space, but they are like, no.
Yes.
Fan is okay.
Fan is.
You know?
I mean, you have the money. You have you. Yeah. I know of someone who works in a hospital. The owner of this hospital is practically the kind of person we are talking to. He has the money, has the resources to equip this. He's a very good surgeon. But you see that man? He won't employ a BSc holder because he doesn't want to pay. So he would rather pay employ an auxiliary nurse so that he can pay 10,000. So exactly.
Well, they should change themselves. When you meet someone who is that stingy to himself or herself, personal to him, personally, the truth is they don't get blessed. Okay, they don't get blessed, and that's why I feel like when you hear relationship collapse, truth be told, you would have seen those signs.
Yeah,
you would have seen the sign of stinginess, but just kind of overlooked it or decide to want to cope with it. Okay, but of course, people who are stingy, check it out. Once you leave water in a container and nobody is taking out and replacing it, what happens to that water?
It becomes waterless.
It stinks.
Yeah, true.
So a stingy person stinks. I hope you are not. Okay, so a stingy person stinks.
Yeah,
okay,
so let's move to the next point, and then we are coming to the to a close of this particular session. Lack of communication. Lack of communication.
Communication is the engine
of
every relationship. Communication, you can't do without it.
Yeah.
All that talk of I don't talk, I don't like to talk, I'm this quiet kind of person, I'm very reserved, I'm always short of words, but I give signs. Communication, you must learn how to communicate. Yeah. Okay, when you are in a relationship with someone or when you intend to get into a relationship with someone,
and there is no excuse. So I've been busy, I'm doing this.
I mean, thank God for the phones, mobile phones these days. You can. I get it. There are some people you call. They don't pick calls. They don't ever pick calls. They don't return calls. And but I think it has more to do with maybe ladies who complain so much of, he doesn't pick my calls. He's always too busy for me. Yeah, I want him to be resourceful and be a provider, but at the same time, I still want him to communicate. And it's like, if I'm communicating all the time, where is the time for me to, do all of my work? Okay. I've only met few guys who complain about this. Okay. That, the lady doesn't communicate. There are few, not as much as.
If, for instance, I'm in a relationship with someone who doesn't really communicate well, because this is what I feel. I feel there is something else that is taking the attention and the person's attention. Something else. I mean, not even something else. Someone else.
It could
is taking the person's attention.
And it might not be someone else. There are some people who are just not good in communication. If you know personally you are not good in communication, go learn the skill.
Okay. Yeah. Grace, are you learning?
You understand? It's a skill that everyone should have. But there are some that are just blessed with that skill. They over communicate. Okay, but there are some that they don't know how to communicate. If you know you have an issue with communication, please learn the skill. Yes. But no, I wouldn't say, maybe there is someone there that is taking their time, which it is a possibility. Yeah. But if you allow that thought to gain control in your mind, you begin to have issues in your relationship, even when that is not a problem. You understand? Because there might not be someone else there.
Okay.
Because if you're looking, he's not talking to me, she's not talking to me, that means she's talking to somebody else. You will start frustrating the relationship.
True.
You get it? True. So, how about you just, everybody communicate, but they have their own style of communication.
Yeah.
So just as the lady, you've got to understand the style of his communication, the same way he also should learn our own style of communication.
True.
Okay?
True.
So I may not be talking at the time when you want to talk. Do you get it? So it's just a matter of understanding. Okay? Once you are... Communication has a lot to do with understanding.
Yes,
you get it. Because if you lack understanding in this thing we call in this communication skill, you probably will have issues. But if the person is not communicating at all, then there is a problem. That's a red flag.
A very big red flag, as big as Nigerian flag.
You want the person to communicate and is not even communicating at all. I mean, there are some people who are good at it. They don't want to tell you, I'm done with the relationship. What they do is that they just cut communication with you. Okay?
Ghost.
So
Ghost mode.
they just put you in that mood. So that one alone. I mean, if you've been calling, you've been texting, you've even tried to go see them, and then they are not receiving you, they are not returning your calls, they are not returning your SMSs. Excuse me. There's a problem.
We should look into it. All right, as we round off this session, as we round off this session, the last point, although we have quite a number of points, we will continue, and we are open to questions. You can send us a DM later after the show. You can drop your questions on the comment section. If you have any challenges as regards love and relationship, and even family, any challenges. This is a clinic where we treat any relationship, love, or family concern. Yeah. So if you have any of them, you can drop them in our comment section. You can drop them in our DM. When we come again, we'll read them out and we'll trash them, and you'll be healed at the end of the day. I want to say a big shout out to Olajumoke Adedokun Arowolo. He said, "Good morning, relationship doctors. Good morning to you." And I also, is it Chavalat? Chilavet Den. Thank you very much. We see your love and your fire emoji. Please don't burn our comment session. All right. So the last point for this particular session, as we bring it, we are going to do this in 2 minutes. It's a very big one. So we'll continue from here next week. It's a very big one. Always demanding for sex. Yeah. I was on the Twitter space some time ago, I think last week or so, and the question was, are you for or against premarital sex? And someone said something. Quite a number of people were against it, and a few was for, and some of those that were for it said those people that were against are saying it from the standpoint of religion. And when it was my turn to speak, I said, hello. We being against it is not a matter of religion or not. It is a matter of standards and morals. I mean, so let's just do that in 2 minutes, and then we will continue.
Well, the issue of premarital sex, for me, I have an issue when it comes to that. For me, marriage is a discovery. Marriage is a mystery.
Yeah.
Okay. There are a lot of things that won't unfold until you get married.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's the essence of marrying someone when there is nothing to discover anymore?
And the excuse is that let's know how.
If we are compatible sexually.
If we are compatible, exactly. And it's actually a very big concern, because we've had so many issues. After they got married, they discovered that this person is not even, is a 1 second person. This person is not, you understand what I'm saying?
Those are the discoveries you will find when you get married.
And so they rather find it before getting married.
So
yes, they know if they want to get married to this person. Like someone said, he loves Anna, and I don't. Now, she discovered it before, while they were in a relationship, and she had to end the relationship.
Okay, so
Grace wants to say something.
Okay.
Let me turn on her mic.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel that is why you have to know the person you are in a relationship with. So you guys will discuss your ideologies, how you want your things, the way some people are of the school of thought that they should have sex before they get married. So don't be that kind of person and date somebody that doesn't buy that idea. So eventually when you get married, there won't be a problem. And so I heard a story, it was a real story. A man, he was in a relationship with a woman. They were both virgins. Okay. So they had the plan that they will have sex after marriage.
Okay.
And they never got intimate. Probably they never kissed or had anything intimate with each other for 3 years, which is very fair. they agreed on it.
Yeah, yeah.
But after marriage, on the night of the wedding, the wife was hesitant. She didn't want to be sexually involved with the husband. The husband was just wondering, like, his body was already wanting
fire.
it because it's been a long time. So it was that night he discovered she was an hermaphrodite.
Okay.
Yo.
So I don't know. That is why some people
Say,
buy the idea that
yes,
they should have sex
before
For
marriage,
to know.
which for me isn't a good idea at all. Because the same way you will get into an electronic store,
not test
you can't test the device.
or Domino's pizza.
Oh yeah, or an eatery and say,
You
let me test it
cannot.
before I buy the food.
There is no, I want to see if this thing is going to benefit me. I want to use it. And then who will give you that phone? Who will give you that tablet? Who will give you and say, okay, go and use it for 1 week.
1 week
and
and
bring
come back.
it.
Come back and
If you can't do that to a device, why do it to your partner? You get it? We tend to respect that boundary when it comes to all this physical gadgets. But when it comes to relationship, having to deal with another person, then we want to say, oh, we want to test and see
that the Lord is
that
good.
the Lord is good. Okay? So it's at this point you've got to be truthful to one another.
Yes,
Yes,
that's the
yes,
most
yes.
important.
It's the communication thing we're talking about.
Yeah.
Be truthful, be open, don't hide anything to your partner, okay? At least if you know there is a situation with you, share it with your partner. And there are some people who are just not ready for relationship. There are some people who just figure or think that being in a relationship is licensed to having sex. You know, they just feel, okay, the reason I want, if you ask most people, why do you want to be in a relationship? They are not even thinking about other things. Okay?
Have fun.
They just, in their mind, what else? Be hearing about sex now. When you have a partner, no.
Anyway, we are out of time already. Thank you very, very much, Ma. You're going to give us your parting words, and I would like to say something before we bring this discussion for now to a close. Next week we'll continue from here. Those that are about getting married, someone said something at a seminar I was opportune to anchor. He said one of the problems we Christians especially do is we don't go for professional counseling. We only go for church counseling, marriage counseling. We don't go for professional counseling. This is where you would hear, you know, we only talk about how to live together. Let's talk about the sex part of it. From the professional standpoint. It's not just, yes, the marriage counseling is good, how we can live each other and all that. But let's have that sexual discussion professionally. Let's go for it and so that we'll know what is what. When we get there, okay, how do you like it? Okay, how do you want it? Okay, that is all we fail to do. So we only meet our pastors, counselors, or you do this, you're the Lord there. Okay, fine. But let's go and meet the professionals, those sex therapists. Let them train us. Let them teach us. Let us know. Yes, let us know. Let me know.
Nobody
Let me
will
know.
train you on sex.
No. I'm just using that as let's know. Okay. Yes. Let me
At least get the right information.
exactly so that at the end of the day. All right, so your parting words before we leave.
Okay, for me, don't get into relationship unless you know that you're ready.
Yes, ma'am.
It's until you're ready that you can get in. That every other person is doing it doesn't mean you have to also be in a relationship. Wait until the time is okay for you, and then you're going to have a fantastic relationship.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you to everyone that has joined us. It's our show for now. We'll come again next week. And thank you. God bless you.
Are you a podcaster looking for a beautiful platform to take advantage of? Look no further. Reflex Podcast Studio is here for you with our highly equipped facilities that would beat your expectations. Feel free to visit us at number 95